Good day, my fellow travelers and backpackerinos. Welcome to a very special episode of On the Road at the Speed of Mike. In this episode, we're going to be checking out my home state, South Jersey, not to be confused with our ugly northern neighbor, North Jersey. So what is South Jersey and where does it actually begin? While North Jersey is the more well-known portion of the state, it's well-known for being the butt end of jokes told by New Yorkers mostly. It's where you'll find the stereotype Joyzy accent. While South Jerseyans say drawers, North Jerseyans say draws, South Jerseyans say jimmies, while North Jerseyans say sprinkles, South Jerseyans say wooder instead of water, hoagies instead of subs. You get the idea, it's different. But geographically, North Jersey has always had a little more character and elevation to the land. They get more snow in the winter, it's more industrialized, has way worse traffic, and it's filled with cities with terrible crime rates and poverty. And that's not to say there aren't really nice places up north. In fact, some of the top-rated cities and schools in the nation are actually up in North Jersey. But things are so segregated, you can walk from one side of the train tracks to the other and go from homes of the rich and famous to a third world war zone, basically. By the way, everything you're seeing here is Asbury Park in central or northern New Jersey, depending on who you talk to. It's also the Jersey Shore, which I'm not even going to touch on because it's fake news and all those people are from Newark, actually. North Jersey is more an extension of New York City than anything, and that contrasts to South Jersey, which is known for its beaches, vast swaths of pine barrens, and if anything is connected to Philadelphia. But this is questionable as well because people have trouble discerning where the actual dividing line is. Some say it's where you draw the Mason-Dixon line straight across from Pennsylvania to the Atlantic Ocean. Some say it's as far north as the Raritan River and as far south as Cape May County. But the best way to tell the difference is actually kind of easy. There's a clear difference between the Yankees, Giants, Devils for North Jersey fans, and then the Phillies, Eagles, Flyers for South Jersey sports team fans. And if you subtract this region from the area that's just culturally tethered to Philadelphia more than anything else, that's basically South Jersey. The best and most notable place in South Jersey, unfortunately, is also its worst. Atlantic City is the East Coast version of Vegas, and the best way I can compare them is to imagine their prostitutes. So I want you to imagine Las Vegas, she's young, had loads of plastic surgery to polish her already good looks, works out all the time, she's flirty, fun, and she's lavish with gifts and fancy cars from her wealthy clientele. Atlantic City, on the other hand, is like her older, used-up sister. She had plastic surgery too, but she got on the cheap in the third world where they don't have any medical malpractice, and she was never better looking in the first place. Also, she started on coke in the 80s, but for the past 30 years, she's been hitting meth pretty hard. And instead of high-rolling venture capitalist clients, she has to take her 70-year-old, 300-pound welfare recipient trick into the back alley where she'll hopefully get $8 to $10 if she's lucky for a BJ air tug. Okay, that was a little harsh. Atlantic City has indeed had some troubling aspects to it, but some of the casinos like Tropicana and the new Hard Rock are pretty rad, and the city has a longer and more interesting story than Vegas, I'd say. Some of that history you can see in HBO's Boardwalk Empire, the first 2 seasons at least. I thought they were phenomenal. So there's some cool architecture to go along with that history, and the beach is literally right there, so it has a Vegas beat in that respect at least. lagoons south of here are either wealthy suburbs or summer resorts. The suburbs immediately to the south are Ventnor, Margate, and Longport. Aside from Lucy the Elephant, there really isn't too much to these. Ocean City is the biggest of these resort towns, and its population balloons by nearly 8 times from winter to summer. Known for its family-friendly atmosphere, clean beaches, and boardwalk packed with eateries, amusement parks, arcades, and touristy shops, the city still practices a form of prohibition, as alcohol can't be sold within the city limits. Farther south is Sea Isle City, Strathmere, Avalon, Stone Harbor, and the Wildwoods. The Wildwoods are like a grittier version of Ocean City, but they have great amusement parks, water park, and massive, huge long beaches. The very southernmost tip of South Jersey is probably the most interesting. Cape May feels like you're actually in the south. Its main attraction are simply its houses. It's full of old yet well-kept Victorian-style homes, most of which have been turned into bed and breakfasts. And while you can find this style all over the country, it's just uber concentrated here, and it has a nice balance between the resort and small town America kind of feel. Between all these islands and the mainland are South Jersey's wetlands, also known as just the Bay. They kind of smell bad sometimes, but they're great for all sorts of bird watching, fishing, crabbing, and there's just amazing paths of waterways going through the marshland for recreational watercraft, be it kayaking or jet skis or whatever. The tall bridges and flat sandy terrain of South Jersey's coastal plain make this area great for sunsets as well. A few miles inland, directly adjacent from the bay, are a series of suburban towns that just kind of mirror the Barrier Island resort towns, and that's the part of South Jersey where I'm from. While I grew up in Linwood, a town of 7,000, the high school it shares with Northfield and Summers Point makes it all feel kind of like the same town, to me at least. Summers Point has the most history and things to do of the three. An enclave for pirates in the country's colonial period, Summers Point was named after the Summers family. The oldest building in town is Summers Mansion, which sits on the highest portion of land in South Jersey. I just made that part up. It might be true, I don't know. It's definitely the highest point in town at least. Hence the point in Summers. Several miles inland from there are the Pine Barrens. Home to the fabled Jersey Devil, historic glass industry towns, redneck pioneers, and vast swaths of pine forest, this is truly where the South Jersey region differs from the North. Further west, toward the Delaware, becomes mostly farmland, and I like to call this area the Alabama part of New Jersey. And first off, fun fact, this area used to be a Swedish colony.
You might be surprised, but in the Alabama part of New Jersey, there's a rodeo.
The Cowtown Rodeo is one of those places people would see and never think of being in New Jersey. I used to come here for its flea markets and Amish produce when I went to college around the area. I don't have much footage, so we're just going to check out something equally random, which is a Civil War reenactment in Mullica Hill. Alright, are you seriously walking through my shot right now? While New Jersey had some major battles occur on its soil during the Revolutionary War, from its shoreline pirate ship enclaves to Washington crossing the Delaware, not much happened during the Civil War, but the subject's going to reoccur in the next several episodes, as we'll be heading south before really crossing the country, so stay tuned.
I hope you enjoyed New Jersey, because that was it. Up next, we're gonna head to Maryland. Oh, look at them.
After the fish.
Probably.
I thought you were going to go into the lake.